It is time to rank video games. Once again, I kept track of all the games that I completed last year because I really enjoyed making this video. I finished 33 games in 2021, which is down from the 39 that I finished in 2020. If I was a publicly traded company, we're doing quite badly, but as someone who just likes playing video games, feeling pretty good about it. So first up is the game that you've probably all been waiting for to find out how much I actually liked it, and you haven't had to wait at all, which is Half-Life. It's the first game that I finished last year, which is so long ago now. I liked Half-Life. I actually did like it. I think it benefited from playing it on the channel. I think playing it with other people and being able to get your feedback and get tips and tricks as I played, and having the silly mindset of doing a let's play improved it. It does have the difficulty of, I don't enjoy, that's not the right word, but like, you know how people enjoy shooters? I don't care is probably the way I would describe my reaction to that mechanic. I used to actively avoid it. I sort of vaguely touched on this when I actually played Half-Life. I avoided games with guns in them because I didn't like and thought the mechanic was bad and I didn't enjoy it at all. Now I'm at that point where I don't really care if there's a shooting mechanic in it. There are definitely ones I like more than others. Half-Life, being an older game, feels like it's really stripped back compared to some of the newer games that I've played. And I think what stood out to me the most when I played Half-Life was how much I could see, having played Call of Duty, that Half-Life being first influenced the more modern games that I've played and enjoyed as well. So overall, I don't know whether to put it in really liked it or liked it, because I feel like I liked the game, but I really liked playing it on the channel. So it's somewhere, it's a high liked it, and I hope you're okay with that. I hope you're not mad at me for not boosting it up to loved it or something like that. It's just, it's two different things, playing it on the channel and then actually the level that I enjoyed the game. I'm trying to justify myself, don't yell at me in the comments. I liked the game, I did. I really liked the game to play on the channel. So somewhere there, a high liked it. It's almost a really liked it. I Am Setsuna is an RPG that I've wanted to play for a long time, and I don't think it's one you can get physically, so I actually had to download it, which is different for me. I try to avoid digital games as much as possible, at least on my consoles, and it was really cute. I wouldn't say it's the greatest RPG or anything like that. I thought the music was excellent. I think the story was fine. The mechanics were fine. It's somewhere in a, it's a low liked it, I think. It's like I played it, it was fine. I enjoyed it. I'm glad that I played it. Sayonara Wild Hearts felt like a really random game for me to play. It's definitely not something that's my usual kind of game because I'm not that good at rhythm games. I don't play them very often. Sayonara Wild Hearts just stands out so much. It's just so thoughtful in the way that it's been made. And I just powered through this game. Like, I started it, I had my headphones on because I know it's a music game and I really wanted to have the music right here on my ears. I just played it through till it was done. I did not stop. I just played this entire album of this game and it was incredible. I'm putting that one in as I loved it because I know I did. Firewatch is an easy rank as well. That's an I loved it. That was beautiful. I loved my experience in it. I got so lost and I used the map so much, and I think I would love Firewatch even more if I replayed it for myself without worrying about how long a video is going to be, how am I going to cut out this meandering time where I'm not talking about anything because I'm just looking at it. It was incredibly beautiful aesthetically to look at. I loved being in that world, and I thought the voice acting was just top tier. That was incredible. I loved the way the story boiled down to almost nothing. I think it was a lot about people. The wider story that happened, the plot and the mystery wasn't really as important to me at the end of the game as far as what it said about the characters and how they changed or didn't change across the period of the game. I loved it so much. Ori and the Blind Forest is another easy rank. It is, and I loved it. Is that the last three games? I've loved the last three games. Ori and the Blind Forest was amazing. Again, aesthetically just beautiful, beautiful game. And I loved it so much, I 100%ed that game. You're all familiar with this channel. I don't bother doing completionist stuff, and I didn't want to leave Ori. And I think coming off of the back of Hollow Knight last year, I was apprehensive, I suppose, going into another sort of Metroidvania style of game, and it just blew me away. And I think what's really strange about Ori is my takeaway from that was it was an easy game. I don't know if that's just in compared to Hollow Knight or if it's the way the mechanics work, because I looked at my deaths, because my husband's just played that one as well and he also loved it, but I saw the number of times he died and I was like, oh, I wonder how many times I had died in comparison to him, because I was like, yeah, Ori was easy. And I hadn't played it on easy, so I loaded up my game and I looked and I died 479 times in this game. And my takeaway was that it was easy. Upon reflection, I think that's because of the mechanics. I think the ability to choose your own save spot and the lack of punishment. I think that's what got me with Hollow Knight, is you make it so far and then you die and you get taken really far back, which is one thing, but then they take your money and then they also take your soul. So when you get to that point again, you then have to fight for it. So you're actually doing worse having played the game at all than if you didn't do it. Whereas Ori always felt like I had the power to choose where I was finding difficulty. So if I got through that spot, I could checkpoint and then I could move on. The story was really heartbreaking. I definitely cried at least twice, I reckon, playing Ori, and it's so beautiful. I love it so much. I'm really excited to play Will-o'-the-Wisp. I think I'll play that this year, probably soon. And Ori is just, I love it. I love it so much. Final Fantasy 15 is a beautiful game, but I didn't play that this year. I played the DLCs. So it was, oh my gosh, my boys, Prompto, Gladio, and Iggy, and then also Arden as well. Arden's was the best episode by far. That was incredible. And sort of seeing his side of the story and experiencing what led him to where he ended up added a lot of depth to the Final Fantasy 15 story as a whole. And I love 15. I know there's a lot of people who didn't like it, but I feel like that's also true of every Final Fantasy game. It was kind of hard to get back into to start with, because I was just there going like, I don't remember how to play this game at all. But the little side chapters and getting to be with my boys was a lot of fun. I love Prompto so much, and being able to play as him for such an extended period of time, but it was also like the worst chapter of his life to play through, and that really hurt. Overall, it was really fun to go back to it and be in that world again. I'm going to rank it I really liked Arden, but the rest of it was just, I liked it. A couple of years ago, my husband surprised me for my birthday with a physical copy for the GameCube of Super Mario Sunshine. I cried when I got it because it is a game that I wanted for so long. When I was a kid, I really wanted a GameCube, and we didn't get a GameCube, we got a PlayStation 2, and that's one of the most conflicting moments of my life. So being able to finally go back to something that 11, 12-year-old Kim, I don't know how old I was when the GameCube came out. I remember it being at Kmart and going there and playing Pikmin on it. It was so cool. Being able to play that finally was just really nice. The game was way harder than I thought it was going to be, way longer than I thought it was going to be. It was definitely that game where I went, I am not doing all of this. We are doing the minimum number of suns. It's not stars in this one, it's suns that I have to collect, because this is hell. But I got there. I did. I got better at it. It's just really hard. And I really liked, there was, depending on the levels that you went into, there was levels where it definitely had like a cappella groups singing the Mario songs, which was absolutely awesome. I'm kind of glad that I can cross this one off the list as I've finally played Super Mario Sunshine. I would put it in it's kind of like an I played it. I pushed to finish it, but I enjoyed it more than that. It's a high I played it. Until Dawn is going to be an easy one to rank. It's over now. I don't know why I wanted to play that on the channel. I have no idea why I had this thing of like, I think it was just I wanted to be like, I have played Until Dawn, because there are so many people who are like, oh my god, Until Dawn, great game. And I think I had a bit of FOMO about it. I did enjoy the story of it. I like the relationships between the characters and seeing the reactions play out. I quite like all the quick time events as well, having to make decisions and just play through it, and whatever happened, happened. I think I would just like that game if it wasn't a horror. Last year I played God of War, so this year I thought, you know what, I'll play God of War. Because I really enjoyed, like I loved God of War, and I wanted to see where God of War started, which was with God of War. As soon as I got into God of War, I could tell how they ended up with what they've ended up with so far in the future. I really enjoyed the level design, the slight puzzles. I really enjoyed the fighting mechanics. It was really simple, but that worked out really well for the combat because then things would flow really quickly and it was quite smooth, I suppose. I feel like as a whole there wasn't much to the game. It was quite short and I smashed through it really quickly, but I just enjoyed every moment of it. I thought it was really dramatic and it just made me really excited to play through 2 and 3. So I'm going to put that, it's my first really liked it. That's exciting. Portal Reloaded, we're gonna put in, I liked it, but it was also really freaking hard and I played it. I got so excited to play it when people were talking about it in the Discord, and I was just like, oh my god, I'm so keen to just get back into a Portal game. So jumping into that was a lot of fun. And I felt like I was doing okay for the start of it, and then it just felt like it was just trying so hard to get caught up in its own mechanics and make something really complicated that I feel like it lost what works in the Portal series when it's Valve, because obviously this is a mod, so judging it against something made by full-time game developers probably not fair. With Portal Reloaded, I just got too stressed and it was too hard with a camera on. Like, it might be different if I'm not sitting there counting down the clock on, oh god, if I spend 2 hours recording this, I've got to edit 2 hours of footage down into something concise in about a half an hour-ish if I can swing it. But I also have to show my thought process, and it just adds too much pressure to the game. But I was also so proud when I solved that final puzzle. So I guess, yeah, overall I liked the game, but it definitely is one of those, like, I played it and that was a slog as well. Last year the Mass Effect Legendary Edition came out, and I reckon Mass Effect is the game that I spent the most time playing. Across the trilogy, I mean. 1, 2 and 3, I finished all of them. If my PlayStation wrap up does not say I played Mass Effect for the most time of all the games that I played on the PlayStation last year, I'm going to be very, very surprised. I love Mass Effect, so we're chucking it up there. We're ranking all 3 together right at the top because I play Mass Effect back to back to back. Essentially, I did play it a couple of other games in between, but we're ranking it together because I just think of Mass Effect as just one thing. It's one story, it's just split across 3 games. The mechanics definitely improve across 1, 2 to 3. 3 has my favorite combat mechanics, it has my favorite skill tree, the way it levels up. And returning to Shep was just so good. This was my second time playing Mass Effect. It was my first time playing the DLCs, and it was just so good to be back there. It was so good to experience the Mass Effect story in a whole new way with a different Shep. I love this Shep so much. She was so cool, and she made some really different decisions to the Shep that I first had, and that was just so exciting to experience. There's just so many things that I want to talk about with Mass Effect, and I don't think I can even get my thoughts all in order, so I'm just going to stop there, because even this year I was allowed to have people over to my house by the time it was my birthday, and we talked about Mass Effect for 2 hours, and I don't think we need to do that here. I'm a massive One Piece fan, so I was so excited to play One Piece World Seeker. I'd been keeping an eye on it to see if it would hopefully come down in price eventually. Being able to play as Luffy was a lot of fun. Being an open world game set in the One Piece universe was really fun. The mechanics weren't that great. There was a lot of combat in it and it got really tedious and boring, but there's also kind of like stealth mechanics in it, which doesn't make sense for the character of Luffy at all. He's not a stealth guy, but they were in there. I think the thing that didn't work well was that the enemies were respawning super fast, so you'd kind of clear out an area and you'd walk back to where you were just before, and the enemies are already back. So you never really got to just be around in the world and have like a break. And I ended up just running away from everything because the story was really good. It was actually written by the author of the manga, which is incredible. They didn't just write their own game set in the world. They actually had the author write it. The characters that they introduced for this standalone story were really awesome as well. Loved their designs. Then yeah, it was just let down by the mechanics of it all. So it was a bit of a, it's like I liked it, but I played it. It's somewhere between there. It's like I liked it, the story, I loved that I got to play it for the story, but yeah, just the way that the world was with all the fighting, it was just too much, and it meant that the game didn't get to really let you enjoy being there. I went through a bit of a stage of being absolutely obsessed with The Witness. It was all I was playing every night right before bed, which seems like a really weird time to play a puzzle game. Like, oh, you're most tired, your brain isn't working, and let's play this really obtuse, complicated, unhelpful puzzle game before you try to relax and go to sleep. And some parts of The Witness I really liked. I was talking to one of my friends who was also playing it and she was enjoying it, but then I think we both got a bit tired of it. I did a lot of puzzles. I think I only got a bit of help towards the end, like the last few puzzles to get off the island is when I started to look things up, because I was pretty much just like, I've sat here for 10 minutes and I haven't solved it. I don't care anymore. I just want to finish this game. But up until that point, I probably looked up an answer 3 times, because you had to figure out the rules for yourself. It wasn't just, oh, we've given you a thing, play with it, and you feel like you actually understood how you solved a puzzle, because it was almost like this trial and error, because you could solve a puzzle correctly on the first shot and be like, sweet. And then you get to the next one and you'd go, I have no understanding of how I actually got the answer. And I think that lack of feedback was probably a detriment to my playing. I don't know, I feel really complicated about it, because obviously I figured things out and I solved puzzles and I went the whole way through the game until right to the end, when I was just like, oh, I can't be bothered sitting here and actually figuring out the answer. Even though I know the rules for this, I just can't be bothered. So mixed feelings. It's a bit of an it's over now, and it's a bit of an I played it, but I feel like it's an over now, because I wouldn't go back. I wouldn't go back there. Detroit Become Human's an easy rank. I really liked that game. I loved Connor and Hank's story the most by far. I really enjoyed having to try and balance Connor between his job and his emotions, I suppose, that were developing. I thought that was really interesting to explore. I really liked at the end of each chapter that you could see the way all the different branching options of your decisions played out, and then comparing them to my friends and sort of saying, oh, they lost someone there, or oh, we made some really different decisions, or we happen to have made the same choices. Zelda Link's Awakening I smashed out in a weekend. I think I was having a bad pandemic panic, and so I just absolutely dove into Zelda Link's Awakening and I loved it there. I really liked it. It was so much fun. The tilt shift, the art style, the music were all just so good. I really enjoyed the puzzles, I really enjoyed the world, and I just absolutely smashed through it. It was all that I was playing. It's like the moment I got up to the moment I went to bed, I just had my DS and I was just playing Link's Awakening. I think I got to the end. There was one puzzle, the last tower where you had to move all the things around. That one I had to look up the answers to. That one was hard. But everything else was just really good and I really liked it. And I'm glad I had that weekend where I was able to go into that world and just be okay there. The Falconeer was a lot of fun and also very confusing. I did not understand what I was doing in that game for the longest time. I didn't realize you play as a giant falcon, by the way. Well, you kind of play as, you're the Falconeer. So you're controlling the giant falcon, but you're supposedly the person who's like, I guess you're playing as the rider, and you're set in this weird world of sort of magic versus science, and there's something going on with dimensions, and it's an open world game. I did not realize it was an open world game and that you could just go wherever you wanted right from the very start. That is not something I found out until I looked it up on the internet, and they're like, tips for playing this game. I can't really rank it as far as an air combat mechanics game because I have no experience in it. I enjoyed it. I played it on easy because I wasn't very good at it, but I did like going around like Top Gun, being all like do 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 do. That was fun. I also like playing as a giant bird. I'd put it somewhere in the I played it and I liked it. I played it, I liked it. I liked it, I played it. Well, it's a high played it. Final Fantasy 13-2 is the sequel to Final Fantasy 13. I was dead surprised that it was not Lightning. Had no idea that it wasn't going to be Lightning. Supremely disappointed that it wasn't Lightning because I like Lightning. Instead, we're playing as her sister who has no combat experience, spent the whole of the first game just as a ice cube, and now she's here. And also Noel is the most annoying character that's ever existed and I hated him. And I didn't think I liked the game to start with. I didn't like the fact that I had no third party member. You had to catch monsters and tame them and then make them level up through the Crystarium as well. But they don't have as much flexibility as the party members had from the first game, so it made it really difficult. Once I actually got set up, started enjoying it. I actually really liked the mechanic, got my little favorite paradigm set up, and then it turned out to be a pretty okay game. I would say I liked it. By the end of it, I liked it. The story was weird, it always is when it's Final Fantasy, but yeah, I think just thinking that I was going to get to be Lightning and then I didn't get to do that really made the game have to work hard to have me like it in the end. Greece, which apparently it said Greece. I was calling it Gree the whole time, and then I tried Googling it and I found a tweet that said it said Greece. It's absolutely beautiful. Absolutely love that game. Made me cry. This is how I rate things. Did the game make you cry? Then you're gonna love it. I think for me, I related intensely to the story, and it was just incredibly personal and cathartic in a way to play through that. And it was just so beautiful, so artistic, just creative beyond all imagining to play. I'm so glad I got to experience it. I'm so glad I got to go through that with the game. It was just absolutely beautiful. I can't even really... It was amazing. Tell Me Why came out free on the Xbox, which is as good a reason as any to finally actually jump into a game that I'd been meaning to play for a long time. I didn't like it as much as I thought I would. I felt bad feeling that way, actually. I liked it to a degree, but I felt like the mechanics, the twin thing where you're meant to try and keep them balanced, it didn't feel like it impacted the game at all. I never really felt like, oh god, if I believe this twin in this instance, what is that gonna mean for anything? I did really like the puzzles at the end though, where we got to look through the storybook and then look at the giant paintings and figure out the clues and what I was meant to do. That was really great. I kind of wish more of the gameplay was like that. That was, I think, the most interesting part of the game. So I'd put it in a bit of a, it's a bit of an I played it, and I feel bad about that. I wanted to like that game more. Putty Pals is a game that I played. We're gonna say I just finally finished it. It's one that I played the demo at PAX a long time ago and I really liked it, but I think maybe I was so excited to go to PAX for the first time, and then as I played the game, it's a little co-op game where you play as two little blobs and they can like thumbs up each other and it's really cute, but I think the game didn't have enough growth for me as you played. It felt very much like a kid's game in essence, where it was like, we've given you the mechanics and we're just going to give you the levels and you just keep going as you go and you just do it, and it never really grew from there. So it did become a bit of a chore to play, but it is very cute. They make cute little sounds and the thumbs upping is great. Good stuff. Mario and Luigi Paper Jam Bros, like all Mario and Luigi games, is about 10 hours longer than it needs to be. You get about 2/3 of the way through and you're like, cool, I'm ready for this to be done now. And then you've still got so much game left to play. I really like them. I like the battle system. I like the story. It was so much fun having Paper Mario in there because I'm a big Paper Mario fan. But then it just somehow drags. I feel like this one dragged less than, what did I play last year? The one with the minions. But it is just like I get a little tired of it by the end. It could also be that these games just dunk on Luigi the whole way through. His name is in the title. Stop bullying him. I love Luigi. Luigi's doing a great job and everyone just has a go at him the whole time. And I think because of that, it makes me like the game less. So as much as I like all the mechanics and everything, I can't put it as I really liked it because you won't leave Luigi alone. I was so excited for Boyfriend Dungeon to finally come out. I had played a demo of it, a couple of years ago at a games club, and I was so excited to play it. I haven't played a dating sim, I think, since Had a Full Boyfriend, and I think playing the game where you date your swords is a really great follow-up. It was just a lot of fun. I feel like it was really quite polished. I think that the dungeon crawling was really smooth and worked really well. I really liked the dating sim part of it. I thought the storylines were really fun. I thought all the characters were really distinct. It's not like it was a hard dungeon crawler or anything like that. It was just enjoyable and fun to play. I definitely did have favorite weapons. I really liked my laser sword, that's who I dated, Seven. And I really like the knuckle dusters, which is the cat. You don't date the cat. Romantically, you're just good friends with the cat. I mean, like, disclaimer on that one. It was a really fun game. Crash Bandicoot 4, it's about time. Hard game, really hard game. This one looked incredible. I loved the masks. I played as Coco the whole way through, which was awesome because I love Coco. I unlocked none of the outfits because that was ridiculous, all the gems that you had to collect and the things that you had to do for it, because this game is very, very hard to play. So it's somewhere like I really liked it, and then we're gonna say I liked it. It was good. The masks were really cool. It looked amazing. Just, it felt like they were being a bit of a dick about it sometimes. The Last of Us, I don't know if it will surprise you that I'm gonna immediately rank The Last of Us up there on I loved it. Is that surprising? I feel like I said at the end of the game that I loved it. The story was incredible. Like, yes, it was really scary, and I know I say all the time, I don't like zombies. I find zombies really boring. This wasn't a game about zombies, and I knew that going in that it wasn't going to be a game about zombies because I knew that it was about Joel and Ellie, and the emotional impact that playing that game had on me was so strong. It was kind of strange to play during a pandemic, during a time where I've spent a lot of time in lockdown. I think I made the right call when I stopped myself from thinking about that during this game, because I think going, oh, this is what's happening in the game, this is what's happening in the real world, just made things bad all around, and just being able to be like, no, this is what's happening with Joel and Ellie, and being able to immerse myself in that really just let me be in that and enjoy it so much more. Black was a game my husband and I played together for our co-op night, where we choose games and we played them together. We hand the controller back and forth. I played it. I wouldn't say I really liked it as far as shooter games go. I thought it was interesting that all the story happened in kind of movies in between the chapters, and because we were playing it only once a week, every time we went in I was like, what has happened? I don't understand. Where are we? Who are we? Are we a good guy? Are we a bad guy? I still don't think I understood what actually happened because I've kind of forgotten it all. It was fun to play together, so I'm glad I played it. I'm really glad he shared this game with me that he really liked from when he was younger. Oxenfree, I really liked. I'd almost say I loved it, but looking at the other ones that I've listed as an I loved it, I feel like it doesn't quite get there. I feel like I actually have to go back in the game again. I think there's something going on where if I went back in, things would be different. I loved the radio. The radio was absolutely awesome, and I think knowing how the dialogue works now, I could play it a lot better and understand a lot better what is going on and not feel so on the back foot about why everyone is talking so much. I'm really excited for the sequel to come out. I'm so glad I finally got to play it as well. The art style of it was incredible. It's just such a really cool game. Abe's Odyssey is another game that I played co-op with my husband. It's something that he's played a lot of when he was younger. I never played it. Really, I did the demo once on this channel actually, and it was something I was really interested in, but the old game's a bit clunky mechanically. Playing this new released version was a lot smoother as far as like Abe actually jumps when you tell him to jump. There's no weird delay to any of it. It looks really good. I did find the enemies really scary, and I did find it a freaky game to play. It's quite macabre, I suppose. We definitely didn't do it completionist or anything, so I'm gonna give that one an I liked it because I did. I said it earlier, I'm gonna say it again, I love Luigi. I played Luigi Mansion last year and I was so excited to get into Luigi Mansion 2, and it has improved so much. I'm gonna immediately put it in as really liked it. I liked the first Luigi Mansion game, and I think you can see how much they've finessed. They've really improved things by Luigi Mansion 2. The thing that stood out to me the most was the level design. I feel like in the first Luigi Mansion, I was constantly just walking into the house and I had no idea what I was meant to be doing, and you kind of just went into every room and hoped that you'd find a ghost that would prompt the plot to move forward. Whereas in the second game, I always knew what I was going in there for, where I was meant to be heading, and everything felt like it had a purpose. I never felt lost. And that was just such an improvement to my experience of this style of game. It looked incredible. I tried it with the 3D on, which I didn't stick with because I get a bit like, whoa, about the 3D. But it looked really good in the 3D too. There was this really cool camera flare that it would do if you turn Luigi towards the screen and the torch would flare against it, which was just really neat. I really liked that. I think the mechanics were a little better as well, easier to play somehow. I don't know if they just made the game easier or functionally the vacuum cleaner worked better. It was just a good time and I liked playing it. I'm looking forward to the third one, probably gonna play it this year. Unpacking is an easy, I loved it. That was such a unique experience to play a game, to understand a character, and there's no dialogue, there's no interaction with anyone else. You've just got the objects in their life and you pick them up and you put them away. It was incredibly satisfying to listen to because everything had a little sound when you like picked it up and put it down on all the different surfaces. That was really great. And I loved exploring all the things that they collected over their life, being able to look at their books, being able to look at their DVDs and then their Blu-rays and the games that they got and sort of picking out what some of them were, seeing their hobbies start and change or continue or grow, and being able to interpret their relationships. It was just really unique, just really great. Brothers: A Tale of Two Sons is a replay for me. I did actually stream it a few years ago on the channel, which was a very strange experience because no one came to it, so it felt even lonelier than just doing a recording like this, because this actually feels very conversational and normal, like I am actually playing with people, whereas streaming and no one turns up and no one talks to you for 4 hours straight, very isolating. Playing it again, I played it co-op with my husband, so we're handing back and forth, and it stood out to me again, the way that it looks, the way that it plays. The story is really sad, it made me cry again. And it was nice to play it in a way where I didn't have the stress of streaming hanging over it the whole time. I would say it's an I liked it game. I don't know if it's enough to bump it up to a really liked it. It was just cool and I'm glad I got to play through it again. The last game that I finished in 2021 is an absolute standout and just so good. It is Astro's Playroom. And I'm gonna instantly just say it. I'm just gonna tell you I loved it. I probably shouldn't rank it there. I should probably put it under and I really liked it because it's a tech demo. It is a tech demo. The platforming in it was so good. The level design in it was so good. Experiencing all the different things that the PS5 controller could do was just so good. The music is great. I constantly have the SSD song stuck in my head. I 100%ed this game. That's how you know I loved it. I 100%ed it. I did the speed runs on it, but it was just really fun and it just felt like, I'm wearing my PlayStation earrings, I'm trying to start a console war, but it felt like such a celebration of PlayStation. It really did. It just felt like these are people who love PlayStation and this game is for people who also love PlayStation. I also love Xbox and Nintendo, don't worry, but it just felt like I really like this. And I'm so glad I got this console and I'm so happy that I got this console, and it just felt like being rewarded for playing and just a really nice finish to the games that I played in 2021. That actually took me so much longer to talk about than I thought it was going to be. I felt like I was trying to go really fast and then it's been an hour and a half since I started recording, so let's hope this video cuts down. Did you play any of these games last year? Have you played any of them at all? I would love to know how you would rank these games. If you think I've done a game dirty, please don't yell at me too much in the comments, like a little bit, but not too much. That'd be great. Thank you. Do you agree with me on any of this? I'm really looking forward to doing this again next year. It's so much fun to reflect on the games that I've played. Thank you so much for hanging out with me while I choose which video games I love more. If you would like to hang out some more, hit subscribe. I also put out Let's Plays every Wednesday. I will see you soon. Bye.